I'm not gonna lie, it feels kind of strange to record a TBR before a wrap up, but here we are. Basically, I have some time to record this TBR and November isn't even over yet. I'm having to do this before doing my wrap up and it feels very, very strange, and I'm not sure I will ever do this again. December is going to be a pretty chill month for me. I've got a couple of days off work towards the beginning of the month, and then I also don't have to work over Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, which is great. It's particularly fantastic because I still have around 9 books to read for this challenge 15 thing that Quill has challenged me to do. I say around 9 because I'm not sure how many I'll get to in this final week of November because there's still 7 days left. But I have picked 9 books off of my own TBR that I need to get to win this challenge, and I am determined to make this happen. So without further ado, here we go. The first one I picked is purely because it's short, and that is Legion and the Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson. This is a really tiny paperback copy. These are both novellas. I actually have no idea what these novellas are about because I'm just a failure of a booktuber. Something Sanderson touches on the formidable assortment of complex questions, nature of time, mysteries of human mind. So this summary hasn't really told me anything. Empress of All Seasons by Emiko Jean. This book came out in November and I haven't hauled it yet, I don't think. I can't remember when I'm uploading my birthday book haul. But this is one that I got kind of for my birthday. The publisher sent it to me around my birthday, and so I thought I'd include it. And really, if I had only received this one, I shouldn't be including it in the challenge, but I did also receive an ebook copy ages ago, so it counts. It's Asian-inspired fantasy about a girl who is competing to become the Emperor's wife, and she's not really meant to be competing because in this tournament you're not allowed to take part if you have magical abilities, and she does. So she has to conquer a room based on each of the 4 seasons so she can marry the Emperor and probably kill him. I think that's the gist I'm getting. So it's kind of like the main character is battling the Elite Four and then facing Gary at the end. I'm really looking forward to reading this one, especially because I'm in a massive fantasy mood at the moment, which hasn't happened in months. The Underground Railroad. This is a historical fiction, maybe a bit steampunky, about 2 slaves who want to escape. It says on the back here that the Underground Railroad is a physical form in this book. It's a boxcar pulled by a steam locomotive, and I know that Waterstones was pushing this book hard last year or the year before. It won a prize. I've had it on my shelf for ages. I'm really looking forward to reading it, and I think I'm finally in the mood to pick it up. Frostblood by Elly Blake. This is another fantasy book. Like I said, I'm in the mood for that. It says here that Ruby is a fireblood. Her land is ruled by the Frostbloods. Soldiers raid her village and kill her mother. So it sounds a lot like Avatar. I think this is about elemental magic, which I love. So I'm looking forward to reading this. It's quite short for a fantasy book, so I'm probably going to fly through it. It's the first in a trilogy, I believe, and I think the final book recently came out, so maybe I could marathon this series in January. A Certain Slant of Light by Laura Whitcomb. This is one that you older booktubers will probably recognise because it was going around ages and ages ago, back in like 2011, I think. I think this is about a ghost. I'm not actually entirely sure, but I know that a lot of people were talking about it back in the day when booktube was still a new thing, and I bought it for like £1. So I should probably pick it up soon because I have had it on my shelf for nearly a decade. Because it's December, I thought I should pick up a Christmassy book, and I went with the most like generic thing I could think of, and that was A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This has been on my shelf for ages. I think I got this copy when the Jim Carrey movie came out. I think I've read this before, but it would have been when I was in middle school, so probably under 11. Acid by Emma Pass. This is another book that was going around booktube maybe in like 2013, 14. I don't really think the hype ever picked up for it. In fact, it just died down quite quickly, but I picked this one up. It does sound really good. I think it's a dystopian about a main character who is imprisoned or captured by some sort of police force because they say that she killed her mother. And then I really want to read Reborn by Jennifer Rush, which is the 3rd book in the Altered trilogy. I've read the first 2 ages and ages ago. I really enjoyed them. I'm not sure I would enjoy them so much now, but I did buy this in hardback, and I feel like I should at least try to finish the trilogy to see if I would still like it. I will have to recap the other 2 books first though, because I can't really remember anything of what happened. I think in the first book, the main character's father was experimenting on these guys. There were 3 or 4 of them, and they had these special abilities, or they had been like biologically enhanced in some way, so they were stronger and faster than the usual person, and she sets them free when people come for them or something like that. I can't really remember. It's really bad. And finally, the last book that I want to read for this challenge 15 thing is Dread Nation. I received this as an advanced reader's copy back in January this year, but I just never finished it, so I should probably do that. I'm probably going to have to start again, but I don't mind too much because I was enjoying it at the time. I have 3 advanced readers copies that are coming out in January that I would like to read. The first one is The Next to Die, which is a thriller, Freefall, which I think is science fiction, and Circle of Shadows, which is fantasy. And then I've got 3 maybe books that were also advanced readers copies that I didn't get to. The first one is Girls of Paper and Fire, because everyone is loving that and I feel left out and I really should have read it by now. Ignite the Stars, which is science fiction, and Nyxia, which is also science fiction, and I am close to DNFing this book, but I want to read a little bit more of it, or maybe start again and try to get into it one last time before I officially give it up. So those are all the books for my December TBR. It's very ambitious, but like I said, I've got quite a lot of free time in December and it should be pretty chilled out, even though I will be seeing family and friends quite a bit, so maybe I don't have as much free time as I would like. I will let you know at the end of the month how it goes, and I will speak to you in my next video. Bye!